All right, let's talk about something we've all run into, toxic people. But what if I told you the way to win, and I'm using air quotes here, isn't to fight back? What if it's something completely different? Today, we are going to break down this really powerful strategy, how to, quite literally, starve a toxic person.
I mean, have you ever been in a fight that just feels like a trap? You know the one. It feels like you're walking through a maze, completely exhausted, super emotional, and you're just going in circles. You realize pretty quickly, hey, this isn't a conversation. No, it's a trap. And guess what? You're the one caught right in the middle of it.
So what if the goal isn't to win the fight at all? I love this idea because it just completely flips the script. The way out isn't about fighting harder or being smarter with your words. Nope, it's about cutting off their food source, starving their ego.
Okay, so if we're going to starve them, we first have to understand what they're, well, eating. There's this hidden fuel in all of these draining toxic dynamics, and it's a real psychological concept called narcissistic supply. Honestly, this is the key. Once you get this, all that baffling, crazy-making behavior, it starts to make a weird kind of sense.
All right, look closely at this definition, because this is the aha moment. Any emotional reaction, positive or negative. Get that? Whether you're showering them with praise or you're screaming at them in rage, it doesn't matter. To them, it's all just food. See, people who run on this stuff have a really unstable sense of who they are. They need your emotional energy, your reaction, to feel real, to feel powerful. The type of emotion, totally irrelevant. It's the energy itself that they're after. That's the supply.
And this is a perfect illustration of how it works in real life. Think of their words as just bait, right? So when they say something like, I just want to talk this out, their goal isn't actually understanding you. No. It's to watch you spin out, frantically defending yourself. Or what about this classic? Why are you so upset? They ask it with that calm, almost detached tone. They're not looking for a reason. They are literally just waiting for your tears, for your anger. The words are the distraction. Your reaction is the real prize.
Okay, so we get the game now, right? We see what's happening. The big question is, how do we stop playing? Well, let's get into the practical stuff. Here's your guide to withdrawing that supply and taking your power back.
Believe it or not, the whole strategy really just boils down to these 3 steps. Super simple, but not always easy. First, you've got to get really good at spotting the bait, seeing when they're trying to provoke you into an emotional reaction. Second, you do the exact opposite of what they want. You mirror calm, not their chaos. And third, and this one is my favorite, it's the most effective tool you have, you become completely, utterly boring.
So let's break that down. What does mirroring calm actually look like in practice? It means you make a conscious choice to react with, well, disinterest. Instead of a big, emotional response, you give them short, non-emotional, kind of factual replies. Things like, I see, or okay, or maybe, I'll think about that. You are deliberately making them and all their drama a very low priority. You're basically closing and locking the door to that emotional access they've always counted on.
And really, this is what it all leads to. This statement right here. Just let it sink in for a second. Your boredom is their kryptonite. Think about it. A person who thrives on all that supply is wired for drama, for these huge reactions. So when you offer them nothing, just calm, dispassionate, maybe even a little bit of boredom, they don't know what to do with it. They have no tools to handle it. It literally short-circuits their whole system. It's their kryptonite.
So what happens when you actually do this, when you consistently cut off their supply? Well, don't expect a big, loud, dramatic victory. It's not like the end of a movie. It's more a quiet disappearance. And this is where we have to totally redefine what it means to win. See, winning isn't that final showdown. Winning is the peace that comes after they're gone. And the process is almost always the same. It's so predictable. It follows this timeline. First, expect escalation. Oh yeah, they are going to try even harder to get that reaction they're used to. But when that fails, stage 2, confusion. Your calm response is just, it's not in their playbook. It's completely off script. And finally, when it becomes crystal clear that the emotional gas station is closed for business, no more fuel here, they'll retreat. They'll quietly go off and find an easier source somewhere else. And this is the ultimate takeaway. If you remember one thing, let it be this. This is the reframe that can seriously change everything. They don't leave because you won. They leave because you stopped playing their game. You didn't outsmart them. You didn't beat them. You just put down the controller and walked away.
The real victory isn't in defeating the opponent. It's realizing you never had to play in the first place.
See, you have the power to disengage. You can choose not to be their fuel. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. What game in your life is a time to stop playing?